This segment, we're talking about faith, all things faith and loving the Lord. And today I have someone very special to my heart, my friend Ashley. So, Ashley, I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself and just tell everybody just a little bit about yourself.
My name is Ashley. I'm 31 years old. I'm a mom of three. I've known Chanel for a few years now, and as I've been on my journey with the Lord, we've been really close and growing together. I grew up Baptist, so I didn't really know much about the Lord, but I definitely had an encounter with Him that changed my life, and I've been chasing Him ever since.
So, you have been walking this journey with the Lord for quite some time now. So, as someone that I have grown to know in church and have watched your faith walk with the Lord, I want to know, what does your relationship with God mean to you, and what does your faith look like? What does it mean to you?
Okay, that's a deep question. What faith looks like to me is very different from what it looked like in the beginning of my walk with God, as far as like from a young child. I feel like as I grew older and I matured and I learned what being a true follower of Jesus meant, I
Hmm.
realized that faith to me is, first of all, believing that Jesus died for me, that He not only died for me, but that He sent His Spirit to help strengthen me to overcome my carnal nature, like to actually be able to be born again and walk with Him. And so my faith looks like truly laying down myself, my ways of thinking, everything that was the old me and chasing after to be more like Christ. And so that's what faith, true faith looks like to me, is it's not just a relationship, but it's a decision, to lay down my life the same way that Jesus laid down his life for me so that I can, set that same example as, truly dying to the old man and being new.
Okay. When you first started this journey of walking with the Lord, did you think this would be easy? Like trusting the Lord, trusting in something that you don't see, but still having the faith, still having hope. Did you think it would be easy, or like you didn't think about it at all?
Well, I started following the Lord very young. I got saved. I don't even remember how old I was, probably around 8 or 9 at church camp. And like
Mm-hmm.
I said in the beginning, I grew up Baptist, and so my understanding of God is way different than when I was a child. But at first, with like childlike faith, it was easy because I just believed and I prayed and I lived however I wanted. I mean, I thought I was saved and that was the end of it. Like that drew the line at salvation. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. I'm secure. I'm going to heaven. But then, like, as I got older, I realized, oh no, it's
It's
way deeper.
different.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I did think it was going to be easy because I had no understanding of what that even looked like. Like, I never really even studied my word. And so I
Mm-hmm.
came into it like ready to run, but I didn't even know what I was signing up for, really.
Yeah, yeah. Like I know for me, um, I kind of just jumped in. I kind of just jumped in, not necessarily thinking of everything that would come along with it. I remember when I like you, I grew up in church, but even when people say they grew up in church, that the Lord is never, I won't say never. When they grew up in church, maybe they don't have a real relationship with the Lord. And I would say that was my story. I didn't have a real relationship, I felt, with the Lord until I turned like 27, 28, when I came into full surrenderance to Him. And even then, it was like at a point in my life where I felt like I was so broken that I was like, I don't care what's going on. I'm not even looking at the circumstances. I'm just jumping in.
Right.
So even with that, when you said having childlike faith, as you go up from being a child and then you go through these things in life, what do you think helps people or um, new believers get back to that childlike faith?
I think I actually read this, and so I think this is a great example that I always go back to. It started in a dream, and the Lord began to really speak to me and show me that when we're children, it's like we get in the car with our parents, right? We're not like, yeah, we're like, where are we going? But we're not afraid to get in the car. We're
Mm-hmm.
not like, oh my gosh, like, am I going to be okay? Like, where are we going? Like, what's going on? Like, are you going to leave me there? Like, we're not thinking that. We're just getting in the
Right.
car because we trust our parents, And I think that's like what it looks like is literally saying, here I am, you
That's
know.
it. Here I am.
Not
Yeah.
worried about which way I'm going. I'm chilling. I'm at peace because I know that you're the driver. And I
Yeah.
think it's hard to step in that place. Like I have to constantly remind myself what it means to be a child, like what it means to be safe, what it means to feel secure in that place of identity to know I'm a daughter, that I'm safe with him. And so
Yeah.
that it's a hard place to get to. I think we're constantly reminding us ourselves how to get to that place.
Yeah. I think for me, one of my biggest examples is my daughter. Whenever I think about childlike faith and my walk with the Lord, I think about her and how she is with me. And like you said, as a parent and that child, your kids just get in the car. They think the world of you. They think you just got it all.
Yeah.
And in your mind, you like, look, I'm trying to figure it out. You like, I'm going by this day by day, trying to figure it out, making sure I don't mess nothing up. And so I kind of look at her relationship with me and her dad in a way as that's how childlike faith is and with our heavenly father, because again, she looks at me and she's just like, mommy, can we have this, can we get this? And she's not thinking where the money coming from, how we get in there, do I got the time to
Exactly.
do this? She just like, I'm asking the questions, I believe it's gonna get done.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it. So just to piggyback on what you said, as an adult going from an actual child to an adult and going through different things in life, it's life circumstances make you put blinders on so that you don't think the same way when in regards to, trusting the Lord like you did when you was a kid and
Right.
just jumping all in. So it's definitely something that you have to constantly think about and be reminded of, to just keep jumping and having childlike faith. Yeah.
And especially when we come from like survival mode, like and especially like as a single mom, you're like, I gotta figure this out. Like
Yeah.
you want to take the wheel, you're like, I need to figure this out. If not, who's gonna figure it out? Like it's all on us, but in reality, it's not. It's on the Lord, and so that can be challenging, but it's definitely possible the more we grow deeper in faith.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you don't mind, can you can you tell me something that you have experienced recently where you have had to implement that childlike faith and just jump?
Yeah, so just last year actually, I had a really good job. I was making, at least $1,000 a week. It was great. And the Lord began to speak to me about moving across states. He began to speak to me about homeschooling, which he had already been telling me for like a year, but I was like, no, how can I do that? I can't do that,
Yeah.
I'm scared. And I think really that was a big test of my faith, like what? I'm the only provider for my children. How am I going to quit my job and homeschool them?
Right.
And it made it to where the Lord was like, He forced His hand. Like I had to do it. And I didn't know what that was going to look like. It came with some sleepless nights crying, like, how am I going to do this? But the Lord always showed up. I mean, I remember, having literally no money in my bank account and trying to figure it out, and woke up the next day and the Lord told me to fast and pray, and then I had all my bills for 2 months rent and like every bill for that month the next day, and all it took was literally anointing the paper that had the bills listed on it, and it happened. And that had never happened to me before. Yeah, like things would happen and you'll be like, oh, I know that was God because every good thing comes from the Lord, but this was like supernatural. It was like undeniable. And, here then a few months later, I had to get a cheaper place. Like I had to transition. I had no job, and I was like, it's okay, I'm gonna just go move in this place and God's gonna provide. I remember I had an eviction notice on my door for 2 months and someone came and paid it all. And I'm like I
Wow.
can't make this up, And here I am. I'm actually almost a year of not working, no job. Like I've done a little part-time things here and there, but no job. And the Lord has just been so faithful. But if